Good morning. Okay. This is your today's portion. Failure. So what is a failure? എന്താണ് failure? Failure is എന്താണ് ജസ്റ്റ് പരീക്ഷയ്ക്ക് നോക്കുന്നതിനാണോ നമ്മൾ ഫെയിലിയർ എന്ന് പറയാം? അല്ല അല്ലേ? ഇപ്പം now we are dealing with the production operation or manufacturing related terms. So in that, what is a failure? Failure means failure of any component. How it is happening and what are the causes, main causes of a failure, and how to improve it or how to overcome the failure. So these all things we will be dealing. So first of all, what is a failure? So this is the partial or total loss of or change of those properties of a device. That means partial. Sometimes in case there is a partial loss of the property. So for every component there is a required or desired property. That means that that component should work in a proper manner, in a predefined standard manner. And if it is not functioning fully or partially, or in the case if it is totally not working, or in some case there is a change in the properties or change in the desired output level. So ultimately due to these factors, this may not function properly or it is not functioning in the intended manner. Then we can call the system to be failure, or the component will be failed. So this is the failure. That is, failure is a partial or total loss or change of the properties of a device in such a way that its functioning is seriously or completely stopped, or simply a component fails when it stops doing its required function. So now this is another term, that is failure rate. So we have seen many terms like many rates. So likewise there is a failure rate also. Failure rate means the rate at which a component is failing. So how to calculate the, or how to find the failure rate? So failure rate, it is the ratio of the number of failures during a specific test interval to the total test time of items undergoing the test. So mathematically we can represent in this manner. That is actually what is the rate? That means the rate at which it is failing. So for mathematical expression we can consider like this. That is the failure rate lambda given by number of failures. So we'll count the number of failures, how much failures are occurring in a given time interval, which all time we are keeping for the experiment, divided by the total test time. Okay, so this gives you the failure rate, or the rate at which failure occurs. Using this we are considering many terms that is mean time to failure, mean time between failures, mean time to repair and all. And we will see in the later case, we will see a bathtub curve, or a particular curve in the in the shape of a bathtub. So we'll call it as a bathtub curve. That gives you the failure phases of failure. That is, for any failure to occur, we can classify it into 3 stages, or we can divide it into 3 stages. That is the life cycle of any product. So how it is failing, or the stages of failures, we can represent it in a bathtub curve. So these all you will see in the later cases. Anyway, if the smaller the failure rate, then higher the reliability of the system. That means the rate of failure. That means if failure is high, that means we can say, if the failure, more and more failures occur, then will say the reliability is low. Or if the reliability is much higher, then we can say the failure rate is smaller. Now we'll see what are the types of failures. So what are the types of failures? Or first one, misuse failure. Simple thing. That is, from the word itself you will get the idea. That is due to misuse of the components. So the failures, which occur due to the misuse of any component, like overloading. If we are overloading any component, then ultimately there will be some failure in the component. So such sort of failures come under this category, that is misuse failure. The next one, inherent weakness failure. Inherent weakness failure. That means there are certain defects in the which is inherent from the design stage itself. So from the beginning itself, there will be some inherent weakness in the component, and due to those weakness, there will be some failure to the component, or it may not function properly for the intended purpose. So we'll say that this particular component will be, or is under failure. So that is the second one. Next is the catastrophic failure. Means it is not predictable, unpredictable failure. Unpredictable in the sense, the component will fail suddenly. So this fails suddenly without any prediction. So unexpected failure is that. So that is the catastrophic failure. For example, fuse of the bulb. Take the case of a fuse of a bulb. If it is gone, or breaking of any component of the car or anything, unexpected, which all things which may come unexpectedly or fails suddenly, then we can say these types of failures come under the catastrophic failure. So next one, wear out failure. Wear out failure. Wear out failure means wear out. That is using the or the due to the continuous usage. So after 2 or 3 years, you are continuously using any product or anything, any automobile, anything. So due to the continuous usage, there will be some wear and tear or anything like that. So usually during the long run, there will be some defects or some failures will occur, mainly due to the wear. So, or due to the aging, there will be some deterioration to the component that may lead to the failure, and this particular failure we call it as the wear out failure. Next is the drift failure. Drift means endana, or shifting ana alle. That means for every component we specify some limits or tolerance limit, like that. There is a minimum control limit and a maximum control limit. So there is a lower specification and high specification or upper specification. So if the if any variable go beyond this value, then we will say this is not accepted, or this is not functioning in the intended manner. So then we can call it as the failure. So the component. So because the component is not functioning in the intended manner, so we'll say that the component is failed. So here what happens is it is drifting, or the variables are got drifted from the or it is moving beyond the limit. So such a failure is termed as a drift failure. And last one, that is a intermittent failure. Intermittent failure. Intermittent means ഇടയ്ക്ക് മാത്രം ഫെയിൽ ആവുന്നു, പിന്നെ തിരിച്ചു വരുന്നു. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദിസ് ഈസ് ഫോർ ആക്ച്വലി മെയിൻലി ഫോർ ദ unknown reasons. We cannot isolate or locate the defect easily, but we can easily diagnose it. That is, we can find there is a failure or there is any problem in that. So we will be able to diagnose it, but it will be very difficult to isolate or remove the or prevent this type of failures, because it is the reason is unknown, and we cannot even predict the failure. So it comes intermittent, and it after some time it may come back, or the performance may regain. So without any repair and all itself, it may regain the performance. So that's why we'll call it as an intermittent failure. So these are the types of failures. First one, misuse failure, then inherent weakness failure, catastrophic failure, wear out failure, drift failure, and intermittent failure. Next, we'll see what are the causes of failure, how the failure occurs. These are the four main causes of the failure. First one, due to poor design and wrong manufacturing techniques. So this is nothing but due to poor design. If the design, the initial design itself is poor, then the chance of getting failed will be more, or the reliability will be less. So the chance of occurrence of the failure will be more. So the design should be proper, or the manufacturing techniques. There are many alternatives for any manufacturing operation, or many manufacturing any component. So while choosing the appropriate manufacturing techniques, if the wrong choice is made, then it may lead to fail, or the chance of failure will be more. So the design should be proper, and also the choice of manufacturing techniques should also be proper. Next, regarding the lack of total knowledge and experience. So any component or any equipment that do not operate in the same manner in all conditions, so it may work dependent on the environment or the conditions, which all conditions we are applying. In that manner, it will work, or it is dependent on the conditions, what all conditions we are providing. So if with the proper knowledge and experience, then the people or the worker, if he is having the proper knowledge or the experience, then he will avoid the misuse, and also he will be able to minimize the occurrence of failures. So if the knowledge is not proper, is a fresher, then he may not have the previous experience of how failure may occur. So he lacks the knowledge and the experience. So what happens is there will be more chances of failures. So this is the second cause. Next, regarding the complexity of the equipment. So if any system system or any equipment, if it is a complex one, complex and sophisticated system is using, then what happens is when the complexity increases, more and more components are added, and due to the complexity, there will be chance of failure also will be more. So in order to reduce the chance of failure, what we have to do is we have to simplify it, or we have to move to or switch on to simpler systems. Next is poor maintenance policies. So usually for any firm, you can see there are many maintenance procedures or maintenance policies and the officials associated with the maintenance policies. So if sometimes in case, in order to have or trying to improve the profit and all, if we spend less money for maintenance policies or maintenance procedures, and for that reason, if the maintenance policies are poor, they are costing less for the maintenance policies. In that manner, or in that case, what happens is due to poor maintenance policies, the chance of failures will be more, or due to the lack of the preventive measures. So many preventive measures are coming under these policies. So while we are not maintaining properly the components, then there will be chance of what do you say, the failure will be more. So these are the main causes of the failure, four main causes of the failure. Now we will see what are the phases of the failure. We have already said a curve. This is the bathtub curve. So what are the failure phases? So a failure occurs in these three phases that you can see here. So the now here you can see a curve in the shape of a bathtub. That's why you call it as a bathtub curve. So bathtub curve is nothing but a graph. It is plotted against the time x-axis. In the x-axis you will have the time, and the y-axis you have the failure rate of failure. So the rate of failure in the y-axis and x-axis, you can see the time. So as the time passes, how the failure or the what is the trend of the failure rate. So for that, for analyzing that, you will divide this into three sections. First section is the infant failures that you can see up to the first dotted lines. There it is going down. Then up to the next dotted lines, you can see there is a constant line, straight line. That is a service failures. Then next is third is the wear out failure, that is going up, right? The maximum point it reaches, and after that it fails. So this is the bathtub curve. So one by one you will see. So these are the three phases. First one is a initial failure or infant mortality. That is the first stage. Then the constant part, that is the service failure or random failure or catastrophic failure. And finally, wear out failure. So in that first one, initial failure or the infant mortality. So what is the initial failure, or what all events are coming in the initial failure? So those failures which takes place as soon as the device is put into operation. So just after producing the product, while it is arriving in the market, so in the starting, what is the rate of failure or the probability that the component will fail? So based on that, what is the failure rate of the component when it is starting? That is the depicted in the first case. This is primarily due to the manufacturing defects such as weak parts, poor installation, bad assembly, poor fits, etc. That means in the trend you can see that is initially it is high, then it is after a while what happens is it is going down. That means there is some defects. There may be some defects due to these reasons. That is mainly bad assembly, poor fits, poor insulations. So due to that, there may be some defects. So there is a high failure rate. Then analyzing that, we will try to change it, or we will maintain it, or we will repair it so that the failure rate will decrease. That is, you will. That's why you can see a decreasing trend over here. So this will continue up to a limit. So this phase is termed as the initial phase, or the infant mortality. And the major causes you have seen. See, these are the major causes of the initial failure. In the initial stage, these are the causes. That is, first one, substandard workmanship. So while producing, if the substandard workers are using, then these type of failures, initial failures may occur. Then the due to poor quality control, substandard materials, use of the substandard materials, which all materials we have to use for the raw materials as the raw materials. If it is a substandard material, then usually in the initial stage itself, you will get a failure. Then insufficient debugging. So while processing or inspecting, if the debugging is insufficient, then you cannot debug the process, or you cannot identify the failures. Next, poor manufacturing techniques and improper packing and transporting practices. So due to manufacturing techniques, choosage of or choosing poor manufacturing techniques, there may be the failures, or the due to improper packing, transportation, etc. So these are the major causes of initial failure. Now we can see after the initial failure, or the first phase, then the trend goes in a constant manner, in a horizontal manner. That is, for some particular time, there will not be any change in the failure rate. So that is the random failures, or catastrophic failure, or the service failures. There we can say there is a constant level. That means there is no other failures occurring, and the failures, which all failures occur, is due to the catastrophic failure. That means unpredictable. So if any unpredictable failure occurs, then only the component will fail. Otherwise, there is no failure, because all other failures are already eliminated. So the failures which occur, or the which all inherent failures are there, these all things are prevented by repairing, replacing, etc. So after that, it is going fine. And in some cases, due to the random failure or catastrophic failures, only the failure occurs. So this is the portion, the second level. So here the hazard rate is constant over the time, and the major causes you can see here. These are the major causes of the random failure. That is, first one, low safety factors. So we need to give the safety factor. If the safety factor is low, then these type of failures may occur. Unusual failures may occur. Then the stress related failures, that is higher than expected random loads. So which all the is expected, if there is an higher load than the expected load is applied, then there will be failure. or the lower random strength is than expected, human errors, then the failure that cannot be observed during the debugging, the failures that cannot be prevented by the best preventive maintenance practices, and also the unexplainable causes. So usually due to unexplainable reasons or unpredictable reasons, these types of failure occur. Next, the final stage, that is a wear out failure. So after that, what happens is as the time passes, the unit gets worn out and begin to deteriorate. So in the final stage, this is the final stage. So after a long time, what happens is the due to the wear and tear, it or the aging, due to aging, the unit will get worn out, and this will starts deteriorating. So after a point of time, what happens is it will fail. So here, what happens is the rate at which the failure occurs will be much high. So that's why you can see a in the figure here you can see there is an exponential growth, exponential increase in the rate. So after that, while comes to this point, the unit fails. So and the main causes of this failure is first one corrosion or oxidation, anything frictional wear or fatigue. So due to the continuous usage or by aging, these types of failures occurs. Then poor maintenance or service practices, short designed in life, then shrinkage or cracking in the plastic, etc. So these are the main causes of the failure in this particular region. So these are the three phases in the failure phases we can see in a failure. Okay, so the next topic. So some small topics are there. So measures of reliability. Measures of reliability. How to measure the reliability? So first one, mean time to failure. Mean time to failure. So what is the mean time to failure? From the name itself, you will get an idea. That is the mean time to failure. So the time to fail. Time to fail. So for a component, there is a particular time. After that, it will fail. So in order to find that, we'll take a sample of 10, suppose. Then for each component, in order to have a failure, there is a different time of failure. So we collect the data and take the mean of that. Then we will get the mean time to failure. So that is given here. So mean time to failure, this is the average time for a set of components which are identical in design. Okay. It is the average time for a set of components which are identical in design and operating under identical condition may function without the failure. So MTTF, it is defined for the non-repairable items. So this term is given mainly for the non-repairable items. That means if some components are there like that, that is, if it is failed, then we will throw it away, or we are not repairing it or maintaining it. So after once you get it failed, then we will make it as a scrap, or we'll consider this as a scrap. But certain materials or certain components, after failing, what happens is we'll go for repair policy. So after repairing, we'll reuse it. So in that case, we'll analyze some other terms, that is mean time between failures. That means once it is failed, we will repair it. So it will comes to functional. Then it will function properly for another time. So after another time, what happens is it will again fail. Then we will repair again, and it will function. After that, it will fail again. So there will be many failures. So the time between these failures, if we take the average value, we'll get the mean time between failures. So these are MTBF. So the rest of the portion we'll see in the next class.